Who's good, potatoes? Spindly here, and if you saw my Saw 6 review, you will notice that I got completely off track. I was playing around with different things and trying to see how interesting I could make the video, see if I could play around with a few different aspects to see if I can grab your guys' attention. And I ended up getting slightly derailed in trying to be spontaneous and being all over the place. So I want to go ahead and clear up a few things that I skipped over in that actual review. So I'm just going to label this as, I don't know, summary or cliff notes or some shit. So honestly, I was trying to be fun. I was trying to be entertaining, and but it's been a long day. I was off today, but I also cleaned the entire fucking house. I did a bunch of shit outside. I was running around and working my ass off all day just so I could enjoy a nice living environment. But yeah, no, I ended up getting a little bit derailed and trying to be spontaneous, like force the energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover a few things that I either couldn't remember or completely forgot about, maybe contradicted myself with. So let's go ahead and get into that right over there with a little bit of nice lighting. All right, so the time to be spontaneous has completely ended. Or has it? You enjoying my nostril? Don't ask about what that last thing was. You guys actually got to see the blacked out part. Get serious. Get serious. Okay, so, the main trap of Saw 5 really escapes me whenever I was doing the, kind of the summary building up to why one would... God damn it, Winston's locked in the bedroom. I'm gonna explain this whenever I open up the door. The main trap is a bunch of people were involved in a conspiracy to burn down a building in order to clear space for a major corporation. They wanted a plot of land. All these people had a part to play in it. They were meant to work together. The overall theme was that no one had to die during that trap at all. But their first instinct was to sacrifice one another because they believed only one person could make it out of the trap. So, the lesson to be learned here was really that they were fuck-ups. I mean, obviously you could say, you know, you were meant to work together. I mean, that's very simple. You know, teamwork makes the dream work and all that jazz, but how is that going to come spontaneously to the people that were able to survive this? Oh man, we fucked up. Look at all these keys. They're saying we could have done what? You're not going to think about that whenever you're in that situation. Mistakes get made. And the main thing that these guys are going to walk away with is just the thought of, you know, I don't know, maybe something like this. I won. Winston, I won! I escaped! Does he look amused at all? Oh. So, yeah, no, there was really no lesson to be learned there, at least for the people involved. Hoffman has failed at continuing the MO and failed at really delivering the punchline. And even though 3 did have a lesson to be learned, an adequate lesson, because it came straight from Jigsaw, from 2 onward was really more about kind of a psychological battle with the police and FBI. It was more of an espionage movie than the gory entertainment that the first one was. So I'm also going to go ahead and just get started talking about the 6th film after I do something completely out of left field. Why wouldn't you love me? I got kisses. That was gross. Don't ever do that again. Well, that was kind of cute. Winston, you're distracting me. So, in the previous review, I went ahead and talked about how this guy owning kind of a firm that dealt out health insurance was cutting people off whenever they were sick. His whole thing was he was running the firm for profit as opposed to actually helping these people out. Well, as a business, that's a very good way to look at it. Los Pollos Hermanos, not anymore. That was a very good way to look at it, but from a humane standpoint, that is completely and totally fucking wrong. If my health insurance company, not that I have health insurance, if I was with a health insurance company and they cut me off simply because I got sick and I hadn't filed it, I had fillings and that could potentially cause an issue later on, then, that shit out of luck, but that's not really the way you want to go about it. The lesson to be learned is there is no real price on human life, and it's impossible to tell whether someone will make it or not, or to decide who deserves to live and who deserves to die. Not only that, but who is more likely to survive. No one really knows until they're put in that situation. No one really knows until their limits are tested. That was what was meant to come across here. And here's the thing. The guy actually did learn his lesson before, Spoiler. You can't see my nostril or lips this time. Before he was inevitably killed because it wasn't his trap. End spoiler. See, they did actually bring it back with the big reveal, with taking it back to the first lesson that was learned. But I wasn't able to state this. Like I was saying, there are only 3 movies in which the lesson is learned, in which there is an adequate lesson to be learned. The rest was poor representation, or it was just a power battle between Jigsaw and the crew and the police. So that is why that one got the 4 potato rating, is because they got back into that element and connected with something that was originally profitable, and found a decent way to represent it, as opposed to just continuing on the path they were on. They took a step back, see what they did wrong, and corrected themselves. And I do appreciate, just you guys ignoring my complete total fuck up and having fun with it. If that's the case, I don't know, this is being filmed in the past. I'm getting off the rails again. Calm your ass down. I love that they went from playing around with what they could do and actually getting back into the core of the Jigsaw story. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. They brought the series back to its roots whenever it was nearing its conclusion, and that kind of saved the franchise. If only just a little bit. If it had kept spiraling out of control the way it did, and adding new characters constantly and adding new levels of betrayal, it would have gotten pretty fucking stupid. But there's one more movie for me to review. Jigsaw might be at a later date. I'm not sure yet. But hopefully this cleared it up and kind of corrected some of the mistakes I made in the previous video. Like, comment, subscribe, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you in another one.